All right, welcome back to the deep dive. When we think about medieval castles, our minds often conjure these really vivid images, Powerful lords, grand halls, knights in armor.
Yeah, battles, feasts, all that stuff, the sort of highlights reel of the Middle Ages.
Exactly. But have you ever stopped to think about, well, everyone else, the countless people, often nameless, whose daily, relentless work actually kept those castles running, kept the feasts served, kept the nobles comfortable?
It's a huge blind spot, isn't it? And how we usually picture that world. We focus on the people in the candlelight, in the fancy halls.
Right.
But underneath all that, often literally underneath, hidden away, were these indispensable hands. The people whose nonstop work really made the whole thing function day after day.
Their stories are rarely told, but they're the bedrock, really.
Absolutely, the bedrock of that whole society.
And that's exactly what we're doing today. We're going way below those gilded halls. We're going to move through the shadows with the servants who made the castle run, but were rarely seen. So this deep dive, we're digging into this amazing collection of narratives. We're calling them Castle Servants' Tales.
Yeah, these are really raw accounts.
They are. They show the relentless work, the aching bodies, the quiet strength of people like the scullery maid, the spit boy, the laundress.
The gong farmer, we'll definitely get to him.
Oh, yeah. The stable boy, the turnspit dog keeper, the chamberlain's apprentice, the guards, the night watchman, all these figures who are just there, but essential.
So the big question we're asking, and I think this will really shift your perspective, is what was life really like for those serving, below the Gilded Hall?
And what can these unvarnished stories teach us? About medieval society, sure, but maybe even about, foundations of society in general.
Get ready for some surprises, I think. Some definite aha moments that might just change how you picture castle life entirely.
Okay, let's dive right in. Let's start with the sheer, raw physicality of it all. Section 1, the relentless grind, physicality, and daily toil. And we're starting at the absolute bottom, the person whose life just screams struggle, the scullery maid.
Yeah, these tails pull no punches. They paint her as, and this is their phrase, the lowest ranking life form in the castle.
Wow. Lowest ranking life form.
And it's brutal. And you wake up, not because you've had enough sleep, forget that, but because the stone floor you were using as a mattress has successfully leached the last bit of warmth from your body.
Oh my gosh.
And just to add insult to injury, the cook's probably stepped on you twice already trying to get around the kitchen.
Just stepped on you like you're not even there.
Exactly. It sets the tone for the day before it's even properly begun.
That image is just incredibly visceral. It strips away any romance, doesn't it? These accounts call her unpaid, unwashed, and largely unnoticed.
Unless someone needs something cleaned or someone else to blame, that last part is key.
Yeah. And her bed. A burlap sack filled with straw that has seen better decades, smelling of burnt fat, wet wood, and crushed ambition.
That phrase, crushed ambition, that hits hard, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just about the physical hardship.
No, it's deeper.
It hints at the psychological toll, right? How the system wasn't just about labor. It was about, grinding down any sense of self, any hope.
What does that tell us about the mental weight of these roles?
Well, that phrase acknowledges an inner life, an inner life that the system tried to completely deny. Being invisible, having your hopes basically extinguished before they can even spark. That's immense.
Yeah.
Your whole sense of worth becomes about what you do for others, not who you are. And her clothes, her shift, it's like one piece of coarse wool. Pajamas, uniform, everything.
And probably almost never washed.
The text says maybe boiled twice a year, maybe never. It's not just bad hygiene, it's a symbol of her status. It's constantly there, chafing dirty, reminding you of your place. A physical sign of that crushed ambition.
So the morning routine, it starts way before anyone else is up.
Oh yeah, before the sun, before the roosters, before God, it seems.
Why so early?
Because everything that needs doing before the nobles even think about waking up, fires, water, bread prep, cleaning it all falls on you.
You, the scullery maid.
Well, technically not just you, but the source says, let's be honest, the other girls know how to hide when work is handed out. You haven't learned that trick yet, or maybe you just weren't born slippery enough.
That's fascinating. Even at the very bottom, there's this jockeying for position, trying to avoid the worst jobs.
It's like a microeconomy of misery avoidance, isn't it? Shows how people adapt even in the worst situations. And starting that fire, from cold embers, damp wood.
Barefoot, probably.
Often barefoot, yeah.
Yeah.
In the dark courtyard. coaxing a flame from damp wood and angry thoughts.
Hmm.
Hands so numb you don't even feel the splinters.
It's not just a chore, it's a battle.
Yeah.
Against the cold, against, well, everything.
Every single morning.
Yeah.
And then once the fire's barely going and your fingers aren't quite corpse fingers anymore.
Straight to the water hauling. The castle does not have plumbing, it has you. Grim.
Imagine it. Gallons and gallons from a deep well, not just once, over and over.
With a yoke across your shoulders.
Yeah, heavy buckets sloshing water, your arms burn, your back screams, your knees wobble like boiled barley. And this is all before breakfast. You're soaked, freezing, exhausted, and the day's barely started for anyone else.
And nobody notices.
Exactly. As one account says, no one thanks you, no one even makes eye contact. You are furniture with legs. That invisibility again.
It's dehumanizing. All this essential work and you're just furniture.
And once the water's hauled, then the scrubbing starts. Pots, pans, endlessly. And no nice soap.
No, that's for rich people and sinners.
Right, you use ashes, sand, and lye. Harsh stuff.
Lye, like actual chemical burns.
Pretty much. The accounts mention hands covered in something between a callus and a chemical burn. The scullery itself is called a room of punishment disguised as a workspace.
Wow. That phrase says it all. A room of punishment.
It nails it, doesn't it? The constant pain is just part of the job description.
And it wasn't just scrubbing, right? There were these other duties, punishments almost.
Oh yeah, get caught hiding a crust of bread just trying to survive, and boom, you're on the treen pot duty. Or even weirder, onion duty.
All right.
Apparently you had to cry professionally for 2 hours chopping onions, and nobody asks if you're okay. It's just expected.
The sheer randomness and cruelty of it, on top of the grind.
It's all about control, isn't it? Breaking any spirit of independence. It's this endless cycle. Hard labor, psychological jabs, cleaning grease, slapping rats off tables.
Rats. Ugh.
Oh yeah, the sources are clear. Let's talk about rats. They run this place. You just work here. It shows the total lack of hygiene down there. A world away from the nopals upstairs.
So that's the scullery maid. Let's shift gears, but maybe not upwards in terms of comfort. The spit boy.
Another really tough one. And we're talking about a child here.
Yeah, the accounts say somewhere between 8 and 12 years old and small enough to crouch.
That detail is key. Their job. Sit on a stool beside the great kitchen hearth and turn the spit all day. Just turning meat over a massive fire.
Child labor, plain and simple, in horrific conditions.
Absolutely. In the heat. The way it's described is amazing. Hot in a way that feels unnatural, like living inside a loaf of bread that's halfway through baking.
Wow, you can almost feel that.
Constant oppressive heat, no escape, and the kid is covered in constant blisters everywhere.
And nobody cares.
Nope. You're just told to get better at dodging the sparks and heat. No sympathy, no breaks, singed eyebrows, fainting. Just part of the job. It must have stunted their growth, warped their body.
It's the relentlessness of it.
Yeah.
The meat doesn't care if your arms are tired. The fire doesn't care if you're sweating.
No stopping.
Yeah.
Your knees go numb, your back knots up from crouching. There's this one story
Yeah.
where the boy's foot falls asleep so badly he thinks he's gone lame. And the steward just throws a turnip at his head to wake him up.
A turn-up. That's cruel.
It's that casual cruelty again. Not just exhaustion, but the constant threat of punishment, even when your body's just given out.
And feast days must have been worse.
Exponentially worse. Bigger roasts, whole pigs, once an entire deer. That deer needed 2 boys to turn it.
2 kids for a whole deer.
Yeah, and the source is his partner had a lazy eye and a mean streak, and would deliberately let go of the crank sometimes just to watch the other kids struggle and panic.
That's horrible, even among themselves.
It shows the lack of compassion, sometimes even active malice, born out of that brutal environment. Chilling, really.
Okay, from the roasting heat to freezing cold water. Let's talk about the laundress.
Her day also starts well before dawn, in darkness and cold. Those castle walls, great for defense, terrible for insulation.
So the cold just seeps in.
Everywhere. Every joint stiff.
Yeah.
Hands already sore, though you haven't touched water yet. You just know it's going to be agony.
And the materials they used, not exactly gentle.
No. They used lye made from hardwood ash. Basically, a medieval caustic soda, highly alkaline.
Without gloves, obvious.
Obviously. It wasn't just a cleaner, it was dangerous. The accounts mention burns on your arms are still healing from the last time you slept. It's a constant risk. Shows their ingenuity with basic chemistry, maybe, but also the utter disregard for worker safety.
And the washing itself, just sheer brute force.
Totally. Kneeling on a flat stone slab, scrubbing with black soap made of tallow and lye, Harsh on clothes, worse on hands, then rinsing in freezing water until your fingers go numb within minutes.
That deep aching numbness.
And for big stuff, like sheets or blankets, haul them down to the stream, kneel in the mud, and beat them clean with a wooden paddle. Water splashing everywhere, soaking you. It sounds less like washing and more like wrestling.
In the freezing cold, then wringing them out.
By hand until your shoulders scream, then hanging them up, hoping they don't catch fire drying near the hearth in winter. It's a cycle of pain.
The description of the daily toll is rough. By midday, you can't feel your forearms. By afternoon, your lower back is a knotted rope.
It's not just tired, it's chronic pain. A daily reality.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, how did they cope? Mentally, I mean. Facing that every single day.
That's a huge question. The sources mention suffering without complaint, but it feels like more than just putting up with it.
Maybe finding tiny moments of something else, like that laundress sewing a secret handkerchief you mentioned, finding some tiny bit of control or humanity.
Yeah, those little acts seem crucial. Okay, so the work itself was brutal. What about just living? Section 2. Harsh realities, living conditions, and sensory deprivation. Where did they even sleep?
Well, rest wasn't much of a relief. It was cold, uncomfortable, always. The scullery maid we heard had that straw sack near the hearth.
Marginally less cold than outside.
Right, the spit boy, often too sore to lie down, just slumped by the dying fire. It's not sleep, it's just temporary collapse. Their living space was just an extension of the workspace, really. No sanctuary.
And no privacy either, right? Very public, exposed.
Definitely. The stable boy sleeps on a pile of rags and straw in the hayloft. Smells of mildew and saddle oil. Thin floorboards so he hears the horses shifting all night, never escaping the job.
The guard's cot smells of mildew and smoke. The night watchman's is barely more than a shelf, just functional spots to crash.
It highlights how basic comfort, privacy, things we take for granted were just non-existent for them.
Yeah.
And the gong farmer, he often had to sleep outside.
Outside? Why?
Because the smell from his job was so bad, his own family couldn't stand it. They said he smelled like boiled cabbage and sin. Imagine being forced into isolation, even from your own family, because of your essential work.
That's profound. The social cost extending right into his home.
Absolutely. It wasn't just physical. It permeated every aspect of their lives.
And speaking of smell, let's dive into the olfactory landscape of labor. The stench must have been overwhelming.
Unescapable. The scullery maid's bedding, burnt fat, wet wood, crushed ambition. The kitchen, a furnace smelling of every type of meat, fresh and rotting, plus fermented onions and despair.
Despair has a smell now.
According to these accounts, yeah. The spit boy's tunic is singed at the hem. He smells constantly of smoke. His cough sounds like a dying bellows from breathing it all in. You can almost taste the grit.
But the gong farmer situation with smell, that's next level.
It really is. The stink doesn't wash off. It lives in your paws.
Yeah.
People literally cross the street to avoid him. His nose is described as broken spiritually.
Broken spiritually.
Yeah. All you can ever smell now is rot. Think about that. Your sense of smell, completely corrupted. A fresh apple would smell rotten to him. Living in a world where pleasant smells just don't exist for you anymore. That's a deep kind of isolation.
Haunting. And the stable boy. A different kind of smell, but still intense.
Right. Hey, manure, sweat, and horse. Described as somehow worse and better than anything inside the castle. He's stopped smelling things the way regular people do. Adapted maybe, but still living in that potent aroma constantly.
And the nobles. Totally oblivious.
Balefully oblivious. Joking about the charm of rustic kitchens, thinking the herb smells came from a nice garden.
Not from the sweaty scullery maid who picked them barefoot in the dark.
Exactly. It's this absurd gap between their reality and the servant's lived experience. Comfort built on ignoring the suffering that enables it.
Okay, let's talk about food. Or the lack of it. Scarcity and sustenance?
Food was a constant struggle.
Yeah.
Survival, not pleasure. The scullery maid hiding that heel of bread, dry as chalk.
Not allowed scraps, but sneaking them just to keep going.
Exactly. Just the crust, just the edge, just enough to keep standing. It's not about being full. It's about avoiding collapse.
And the spit boy's meals sound even worse.
If you can imagine. Sometimes literally a half-eaten bone chucked from the spit. Or a thin, watery gruel, boiled grain, and a few soft turnips.
Eaten alone.
Yeah. In the corner with your hands hunched like a little animal. It emphasizes his low status, his isolation, even while eating. Barely enough calories to fuel that relentless work. A cycle of exhaustion, malnutrition.
That isolation extends to others too, like the gong farmer.
Eating alone most days. His bread tastes like ash, and drinking ale because the water's not safe. That's a key detail. Ale was often safer than water, even inside the castle. Shows the poor sanitation.
Even the apprentice, slightly higher up, often went hungry.
Yeah, having to wait all day until his boss finished supper and remembered to dismiss him. Basic needs controlled by someone else's schedule. Power dynamics in action.
But there were small kindnesses, right? Little moments.
Yes, thankfully. Small but significant. The stable boy sneaking carrots to the horses he cared for.
A knight occasionally tossing him a coin.
The turnspit dog keeper slipping bits of fat or gravy-soaked crusts to the dogs, and finding maybe an apple or some cheese left for him in the kitchen.
The cook pretends not to know.
Right. These little acts of defiance, quiet kindness, turning a blind eye. It's really touching. Fleeting moments of connection, of humanity, pushing back against the harshness.
Those moments feel so important. Okay, moving on to a really central theme. Section 3. Trapped in the castle walls, lack of mobility, and future prospects. This is about the hopelessness, isn't it?
It really is. This idea of the inheritance of suffering, it's bleak. The scullery maid, for example, didn't choose this life.
Born into it.
Exactly. Part of the great medieval inheritance. Suffering passed down like a ladle, and the accounts are clear. No path up. Forget promotion to cook or lady's maid. That's fiction, the source says.
So what is her future?
Grimly predictable. You get older, slower. Eventually, you're too slow to scrub the pots, and they replace you with someone younger, cheaper, and less likely to fall asleep standing up. Your birth determines your end. Just a slow decline.
No way out. And the spit boy.
Same story, basically. There's no path out of this. The best you can hope for is your burns heal okay and your back doesn't get permanently twisted too young.
Maybe assistant cook by 20.
If you survive that long, survival's the goal, not getting ahead. Long-term plans, just not a possibility.
The gong farmer is slightly different, though. He makes more money.
Yeah, paradoxically. Not because his skill is valued, but simply because no one else wants to do what you do, ever.
So leverage through sheer awfulness.
Pretty much. But it's a curse, too, because there's still no path out. The extra money doesn't buy dignity or a way out. It just reflects how disgusting everyone finds his essential job.
So this lack of future leads to lost dreams and hard realities. People must have had dreams once.
You did the turnspit dog keeper. He used to dream of being a falconer. Imagine that skilled, respected, working with birds of prey.
But now?
Now you can't even hear birds over the constant drumming of paws in a wheel. His dream is just running, not from anything, just running. A longing for pure escape. The spirit just crushed.
That's heartbreaking. And the apprentice to the chamberlain, closer to power, but still.
Still trapped. He learns exhaustion, not discipline. There's maybe some talk of promotion, like a carrot dangling.
But it's more likely his health fails first.
Yeah, his back gives out or your eyes go bad from reading numbers by candlelights. And crucially, no pension, just a slower decline. No safety net. Any idea of meritocracy, forget it.
Their contributions made them unsung heroes, but no one sang their songs, like the castle guard who fought off bandits.
Right. Killed one even. His reward, an extra crust of bread and a nod. You did your job, that was it.
And then he gets posted right back on the gate.
Because now they trust him not to fall asleep. He knows the stories are all about knights and kings, but they all forget the boy who saddled the horse.
Yeah.
Who whispered to the animal that would carry a lord into glory or death. It's about who gets remembered and who gets erased.
Such a powerful insight, their vital work, just invisible in the history books.
Foundational but forgotten.
And then comes winter, the bleak outlook of winter. If life was hard, winter must have been hellish.
Oh, definitely the worst of it for the scullery maid. Working while sick, coughing, feverish, water freezing before you can get back to the kitchen. Every single task amplified in difficulty.
A constant battle against the cold in your own body.
Pushing people to their absolute limit. The spit boy, you'd think being by the fire is good in winter.
But it's not.
No, it's exposure. A terrible imbalance. One side of your body roasts while the other side freezes. Knees popping, fingers too stiff to grip the spit properly.
And the laundress?
Fingers numb, breath fogging in the air constantly while she works. The cold just gets into your bones, makes everything agonizing. No escape from it.
You can almost feel that biting chill. The stable boy shivering in the loft.
Wondering if anyone inside the castle even knows the stable has no insulation. That question speaks volumes, doesn't it? The utter disconnect, the indifference of those in comfort.
And the gong farmer. Winter makes his job even worse.
Unimaginably worse. The waste freezes solid. He has to hack through icy crusts with a shovel just to reach the warm, steaming horror beneath it. Just layers upon layers of misery.
It just reinforces that there was no refuge, no escape. Their suffering was the literal foundation for the warmth and order upstairs.
Enduring, not thriving. That was their existence.
Okay, so how did they navigate this? Section 4, the unwritten rules, hierarchy, survival, and connection. Starting with the burden of invisibility.
Yeah, they were often treated like objects. Furniture with legs. Nobles didn't like being reminded that servants have eyes or faces or thoughts.
Just background characters.
Background characters in someone else's pageant. It's deliberate dehumanization, really. Makes exploitation easier to stomach if you don't see the person.
So they learned to be invisible, like The Apprentice.
Exactly. A silent, scribbling ghost, skilled at being present but forgettable. Nobles forget his name tells you everything.
The laundress delivering clothes.
Quietly, without making eye contact, without drawing attention. Because you are invisible, you must stay that way. It's not just manners, it's survival. Draw attention, you risk trouble.
And this invisibility is linked to the noble's comfort, isn't it?
Directly. The gong farmer working at night because the people above don't want to see the cost of their comfort. Unknowingly eating vegetables grown in, well, medieval compost.
Medieval recycling.
Yep. And the guard, forgotten until needed. Forgotten except if someone breaks in, then suddenly everyone remembers the night guard. Their labor, their very presence, is an inconvenient truth, so they learn to fade into the background.
So invisible to the nobles, but what about amongst themselves? Navigating the castle's complex social landscape.
Oh, there was definitely a hierarchy within the servant class, often brutally enforced.
Like the spit boy.
Yeah, he's beneath the kitchen maids, beneath the butcher's assistant, beneath the boy who fetches eggs, absolutely the lowest. That pecking order dictates everything: food, rest, interactions.
And the gong farmer, ostracized even by other servants.
Right. Neighbors won't sit near you at meals. Even within that shared hardship, there were layers of exclusion.
So how did they survive that complex world?
Through unspoken rules of survival, essential knowledge. For the scullery maid, never correct the cook, always share the driest part of the bread with the girl who's bleeding, stay out of the steward's way.
Learned the hard way, probably.
Absolutely. Not written down, but critical. The guard's mantra: keep chewing, keep watching, keep standing until they don't. Grim endurance. These were the real laws governing their lives.
And gossip was important.
Hugely important. It was the only currency the servants have. Trading stories about the nobles, the chamberlain, and the lady-in-waiting, the knight being sick in his helmet.
It's a way to process things, maybe feel a tiny bit of power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And find solidarity. And amidst all that, you still get these moments of quiet bargains and acts of kindness.
Like the steward leaving a blanket for the night watchman.
Yeah, after she caught him stealing candles, a silent trade-off. Or the laundress and scullery maid exchanging a nod, passing rags wordlessly. The kitchen maid leaving crusts for the stable boy.
Those little threads of connection.
Vital threads, keeping humanity alive in that environment.
And sometimes the strongest connections weren't with humans at all, the trust in animals.
This is fascinating. The unconditional companionship they found with animals, contrasting sharply with the castle's human dynamics.
The stable boy loving the horses.
Because they don't lie, they don't yell, they don't pretend to be better than you. He talks to them, whispers to them. And they know your voice, they trust you more than most nobles ever will.
That says so much. Finding solace and honesty with animals when humans offered little.
It really does. They offer something non-judgmental, something real.
And the turnspit dog keeper, a complex relationship there.
A very complex. These dogs were bred for endless mechanical endurance, like machines. But he still names them. Snipe, Button, Moors, Guts, gives them identity.
You feel seen by them.
Especially by Moors, the quiet one, who doesn't demand anything. There's a shared understanding. He carries a dog's tooth as a relic, a reminder that even the meanest dog can break under pressure.
A symbol of their shared vulnerability.
And resilience. A bond formed in shared hardship, crossing the species divide, finding empathy where humans often fail to offer it.
It shows incredible emotional resilience, finding connection anywhere they could. Okay, final section. Quiet strength and unsung importance. Despite everything, these people were utterly essential.
Absolutely. The indispensable machine. The castle literally runs because of you, meaning the scullery maid. She knows the practical stuff, how to quiet a squeaky hinge with goose grease, which bucket is clean.
If she vanished?
The kitchen would fall apart in a week. It's not an exaggeration, it's a statement of fact. Her thankless work was the engine room.
And the gong farmer. Disgusting job, but...
He was what stands between society and ankle-deep disaster. Literally, if he stopped, the entire castle would flood in filth within the week. The unsung hero of sanitation and public health.
Keeping order in other ways, too. The apprentice.
His meticulous work keeps the chaos stitched together, matching salt stocks to ration plans, tracking supplies, preventing system failures.
And the stable boy's practical skills.
Vital, knowing how to wrap a wound, calm a foal, and spot a lame leg. Preventing small animal problems from becoming big logistical or military crises. Critical cogs, all of them.
Then there's the invisible shield.
Yeah.
The guard.
His vigilance is the castle's safety. His pride isn't the showy kind, but the deep kind. The kind that keeps your back straight when no one is watching. An internal dignity.
And the night watchman. Unarmed, but crucial.
The early warning system. If something catches fire, or if something moves that shouldn't, it's your problem. She was connected to the castle's history, a silent guardian. Their quiet work was the actual shield the nobles relied on.
And amidst all this degradation, they found dignity. Dignity amidst degradation.
They did. Small moments, but real. The laundress feeling that flicker of pride when a tough stain comes out, that's her skill, her win.
The gong farmer telling himself it's honest work, important work. Finding meaning.
Creating meaning, perhaps, and finding tiny bits of autonomy.
How so?
The scullery maid, paying attention, understanding the kitchen's rhythm, the shifting alliances, the unspoken rules, that knowledge is a hidden power.
And the laundress sewing her secret handkerchief.
Something that belongs only to you. Creating a tiny space of selfhood, resisting the attempt to erase her identity. Quiet acts of rebellion.
Which leads to this incredible enduring through adversity.
Just superhuman resilience. The guard facing hunger, cold, the smears of nobles, the fear of being the first to die, but still there's pride, that internal fire.
Amazing strength. And the turnspit dog keeper.
He's learned a strange patience. Doesn't argue, just keeps the wheel turning. He's seen worse.
Story about the boy getting his hand caught.
He doesn't work here anymore. A stark reminder of the constant danger, the stakes, just continuing day after day, is an act of incredible strength.
And their unseen importance felt profound, even to them sometimes.
It seems so. The night watch homeman finding comfort in the stars, this constant presence, and feeling that the night had ears, that it listened to the women who worked while others slept.
Wow. A sense that their hidden labor mattered, was heard somehow.
Yeah, that it was part of something larger, timeless, the fundamental work that holds society together, seen or unseen.
So our journey below the Gilded Hall, it hasn't shown us glory, has it? It's shown us relentless work, aching limbs, and quiet strength.
Exactly. These invisible cogs, these unsung heroes, they weren't just helpful, they were indispensable. The foundation, the whole grand structure rested on.
It's a powerful reminder, isn't it? That every grand society, every comfortable life, then and now, relies on countless unseen efforts.
It challenges us to look deeper, doesn't it? To see the contributions that often stay hidden.
So, the next time you walk through a grand hall, admire a huge building, maybe just appreciate your day, take a second. Think about whose unseen hands, whose quiet labor truly built it, maintains it, makes it all possible.
Because even in the grandest dreams, someone, somewhere, always has to carry the bucket.